What's going on, everyone? Hope you all having a great day today. And in this video, we're going to be kind of going over some various ends on the Miata. We got some wiring that we need to clean up, and we're actually going to be trying to make a little switch panel for the Miata. We'll get into that in a little bit, but looks like we got ourselves a lovely package from Rock Auto. So let us tear inside here real quick. And it looks like what we have in here is some Delco. These are for the heater core hoses. I guess it's a common issue on the Miata to have these guys leak, and mine are leaking. Every time I take it out on a short drive, there is a puddle of coolant that ends up on that little tray right there. So with that, we're going to be putting those in, and we have all the random wires going on in the front. We're going to be cleaning that up. I need to tape around everything with electrical tape, all the connections and everything there. I don't know if I'll be able to get to the spaghetti today, but I need to figure out a new way to wire this in, because I wired it, and the EGR, what would happen is I would plug it in and the engine would just crank and not fire. So it's probably pulling too much power from one of those switches. But that's a story for another day. I'll see if I'll get to it. If not, not a big deal. But along with the switch panel goes, this is just a sheet of aluminum. I got the hardware store, and I also picked up some tin snips. So we're going to be cutting out a nice square. Those of you who don't know, the Miata never came with a radio. So, and that's where I kind of have this switch all wired in here. So we're going to be basically cutting out a rectangle from aluminum, painting it black, and making up a little switch panel here. Those of you who don't know what's going on with that, I did make a YouTube shorts of it, but essentially why I have a big wiring mess is because I wired in the Mishimoto fan to that switch. So the one right here, that fan, that's on the switch. The other one is plugged into the OEM plug. I had put it on the switch just because of the connectors being the completely different sizes. So those weren't going to work whatsoever. So yeah, now I have two fans working when the car is on, and one of them's on a toggle switch. I might switch both of them over at one point, but for now, and this is kind of what's going on today. I think the first thing that we're going to tackle is we're going to tackle the switch panel first. So that's the bigger project, and then tackle that, clean up the wiring, and then we'll move on to the heater core hoses. So stick around, and we will just kind of clean up the Miata a little bit. All right, here's what we got going on. So what I ended up doing is I just took the tombstone out, at least that's what a lot of people call it. And then it looks like there was screws in here. Last time we're missing one. But basically I just took this, measured it out, and now I'm just going to essentially, I measured it a little bit bigger than this box just so the screws would fit. And now I'm going to take the tin snips, and I measured it out, I'm going to cut it out now, and then we're going to test fit it, and then we should be good to go. Oh, and so we're going to cut it out, and then we need to figure out where our switch is going to go on there. Then we need to drill some holes, yada yada. But yeah, so far so good. I'll catch up to you guys when we have this all cut out and mocked up. All right, got the workstation all picked up here. I have an extra switch that I will think eventually I'll put into the other fan, but I'm using this as kind of just a mock-up. And then I got one of them set up here on this drill. So ain't nothing to it but to do it, as they say. I almost forgot there. So we're gonna be conservative with this, and this, if you give it a nudge, it should fit right in there. Now the next step is to disassemble it, take it apart again. Yeah, because I don't want to go much bigger than that, because it has this switch. If I can do that again, it has little ridges on it, and so I'll keep it in place. But now, what we're gonna do is disassemble it, and then we're gonna paint it. And doing that, it's just as simple as taking 4 screws out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now, and then I'm gonna set it up for paint. Probably not a lot of painting or a lot of prep that we're gonna put into this. It should just be a spray and go type of deal. So I'm gonna get cleaned up here, and I'll meet you in our makeshift paint booth. As I wait for that paint to dry, we're gonna hop into the hero core hoses here. And remember, we have those AC Delcos, American made on a Japanese car, but it's what we got. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these 2 hoses off. It pains me to do this, but I have to cut a zip tie. Never want to do that. But I just have some pliers here and a pocket screwdriver. It's really simple. It's 4 clamps, and you pull them off basically. Like I said before, I'm only replacing them because they're starting to leak coolant. Hopefully it is just the rubber hoses and nothing's going on with the there's copper hoses in there too, so hopefully nothing's going on with the copper hoses. But yeah, I do have a zip tie holding on the oil dipstick, so because that just likes to flop around. All right, so big update. I'm sorry I didn't film a lot of it, but I just got in the zone and I just started doing a bunch of stuff for you. Kind of skipped ahead. I did a lot of the boring stuff that we didn't need to necessarily show on camera, but it's something that definitely needed to be done. And here's what we got going on here so far. So I got the new hoses in, and the last clip you saw, I just started getting that hose out, but I got both the hoses in, so I'm excited to see how those work. And as you can see, at least it's a difference in my eyes, but all of the wiring that's along here is now zip tied out of the way up against this whole rail right here. There was a extra cable dangling off. That was for the EGR that didn't end up working, so I just snipped that, and now I just have it all tucked up in a way. I didn't have to do much electrical work, just some cutting and some taping. That's all that took. Then I just kind of clean up that area. Unfortunately, the dipstick broke, so that kind of sucks. Don't worry, nothing fell into the dipstick tube. It was just that little top ring that broke off. No big deal. I got the trunk all sorted, so that is finally shut now. So now the only thing left is to get that guy back in. And then once that guy is in, then we could actually test some things out. I don't want to drive the car just yet. I want to wait until I finish the exhaust. I can't really get carried away in this video with the exhaust. But yeah, well, we're just gonna jump into getting the fuse panel tombstone thing back in the car. Just what I thought might happen. That sucker unplugged. Try that again. Alrighty, fellas. This is how we're looking. This is the final product of the switch panel here. Of course, we got plenty of more room for extra switches. This one works great. You just give it a nice close-up flip. And you hear those fans running too. So, fellas, I gotta tell you, I was struggling to put the tombstone back in. It is because of these boogers. I didn't know there were screws that went up there because I don't recall taking any out because I didn't remove these taking the thing out. So, I don't know. This car is a mystery and a mess. But we got one of the many projects out of the way. And it is doing a complete custom fuse box or fuse panel. I screwed that up big time. But that will do it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This took a couple days to film, or a couple days off I should take to film. So I enjoyed doing it. I got a lot of progress done on the Miata, a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do for a long time, ever since I got the thing all the way back in January. So yeah, I'm really stoked that I got to just accomplish a lot of things. Next episode, I am going to be finishing the custom exhaust, and I will finally order something for the WRX as well. And well, because we only got this month pretty much to get the Subi ready for Big Northwest. That's the biggest Subaru meet in the Big Northwest, or in the Pacific Northwest. I can't talk English today. But yeah, we're going to be getting the Subaru ready for that event. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, next video, we're going to be doing the exhaust. And then we're going to finally dip back into WRX videos again. So I'm excited for that. We're going to get at least one video out of the WRX. I know it's kind of just been sitting on the sidelines. But yeah, I should, give or take, we should get about 1 or 2 videos this month of the WRX. Hopefully I can make more. I know, but I don't really know what I want to do with it. Mainly because the Miata has kind of taken the stage here a little bit. But yeah, we definitely need to get back more into WRX videos. That's been on my mind for a while. But yeah, guys. So that's kind of the game plan. That's kind of what to expect in the next couple of weeks, just as far as content wise. I seriously thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.